This is CBS 6 This Morning Weekend.
A devastating fire destroyed their home, but the kindness of strangers helping one couple rebuild their lives one piece of furniture at a time. 6 o'clock on this 6th day of July. Thanks for joining us. I'm Greg McQuaid along with my man Mike Stone. Need a little help here?
Our valet isn't here this morning. Is that somewhat straight?
That's for sure. Come on. Hey man, happy Sunday to you.
Happy Sunday.
Michael, I'll tell you, yesterday was absolutely glorious because I think people were talking about the low humidity.
Yeah. Have you stepped outside this morning?
Exactly.
You notice it's coming back and it's going
soupy sales.
Yeah, soupy sales. Oh, wasn't he fantastic? It's going to get a little bit more muggy, even more so today. Okay. And today we're going to have a little bit of a change. We're starting off with some sunshine. Sun's been up for about 5 minutes in there. That's how it looks at the airport. A little bit hazel on the horizon again, but these clouds will increase during the day today, and we bring back a chance of some showers and thunderstorms. We have some low and mid 60s to the north and west, even 59 up in Stanton, but we have upper 60s, mid upper 60s and low 70s just about everywhere else. 75 over in Kilmarnock. And here's Tropical Storm Chantal. It has made landfall in northeastern South Carolina. It's bringing in moisture in from the Atlantic. The track of this will take it through North Carolina today. And some of these showers that you see here down in North Carolina are going to come up from the south during the day today. But no worries about that for the next few hours. In fact, we have sunshine outside right now, so we'll see an increase in clouds. By about midday or so, we'll have a chance of a shower in the metro, a better chance farther south, and then we'll have some scattered showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. Any storm that pops up will produce some heavy rainfall and a high today of 87 degrees, and it will be muggy. This system, what's left of Chantal, will impact our weather into tomorrow, and then we have more heat for the week ahead. We'll talk about that coming up in our full 7-day forecast. Gregory.
Michael, thanks so much. 6:01 right now. A celebration gone bad in the Bellwood area of Chesterfield Saturday night. Police called to the 2800 block of Libwood Avenue for a fight at a birthday party. Police say a group of folks showed up that were not invited, and then guns were pulled. One man was injured after a suspect pistol whipped him. Chesterfield County Police confirms 2 arrested, the victim taken to the hospital with minor injuries. No shots were fired. And what started as a night of Independence Day celebrations turns into chaos when 5 people, including 3 children, were shot in Chesterfield just after 11 o'clock on Friday. Witnesses recall how the sound of fireworks overtaken by the sound of gunfire. Police say the shootout between 2 groups likely gang-related. Charlottesville Police Chief Michael Kachis says the video evidence is harrowing.
Watching that video of that shootout and hearing small kids screaming and yelling and crying when this has happened, it's just something that it's not easy to watch.
The investigation is now a joint effort between Albemarle County authorities and Charlottesville police to track down those responsible for the shooting. A rally called in Richmond Saturday as demonstrators protest President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill, organized by PSL Virginia and 50501 Virginia. Activists take to Jefferson Park to vent their frustrations towards the Trump administration. Organizers say they are speaking up to build movement against what they call Trump's bill for billionaires. One protester says she's most concerned about the future of those relying on Medicaid.
The amount that's being cut from Medicaid is historic, and it's going to affect everyone at home, not just disabled people, not just sick people. It's your parents, it's your friends, it's your neighbors. It's everyone is going to be affected negatively by this bill.
The legislation includes tougher restrictions on Medicaid, which provides government-sponsored health care for low-income and disabled Americans. President Trump signed the bill into law as the country celebrated Independence Day Friday. The legislation also increases spending for border security and defense and extends President Trump's 2017 tax cuts.
It's the most popular bill ever signed in the history of our country. You have the biggest tax cut, the biggest spending cut, the largest border security investment in American history. We want to have strong borders.
The bill imposes work requirements for some able-bodied adults and more frequent eligibility checks. It is officially moving day after newlyweds lost everything in a Shockoe Bottom fire. AJ Nwoko follows up on the couple and how a simple act of kindness is turning it into a long-lasting friendship.
I know, really looking forward to getting our home set up. It's moving day.
We're going to have a place to put our clothes.
No more living out of the laundry basket.
For a couple forcibly removed by flames. But in the days since that Shockoe bottom blaze,
being able to come up out of something and be able to be stronger for it.
Like a phoenix.
An unexpected friendship forged after fire.
It was a very unfortunate event what led us to meet Lyle, but I think that friendship is going to be one that lasts for a very long time.
So after securing a new place and a trip to a thrift store Thursday,
look at that.
We were able to get some household items, some cookware and a hand mixer, things like that.
Saturday, it was time for Clarissa and Kimberly Silcox to pick up the promises from Lyle Collins.
There's a microwave back there.
Yep.
Thank you.
That furniture once belonged to Lyle's mother, who passed away earlier this year. Much of it needed a new home. So after connecting with Kimberly and Clarissa through our CBS 6 story, he decided to donate what he could to their new place.
Through my sister, myself, and my mom who passed away, they were able to put a lot of good things to use. And it's heartfelt.
With a little help from family, they patiently placed each piece into a moving van.
Just slide the whole thing this way about 4 inches.
But Lyle didn't stop there.
In the front seat up here, some more goodies for you. This is all for you. Some sewing stuff.
He's like, man, I wish I could find a sewing machine, and he just overheard it.
Oh my gosh, it's a nice one.
My wife actually put together the sewing machine, the sewing kits, and that's another thing we added to the pile.
And with our grandson being born this November, I'm just really thrilled to be able to finish that quilt and make his first little teddy bear.
This once total stranger from Beaver Dam, bearing gifts freely given.
Oh wow, gift cards.
Hey, yes, not a problem. Come here.
Double hug.
On one condition.
And all I'd ask is for you is pass it on. It's part of my life, part of my lifestyle. It's been like that for years, and I don't plan on ending it.
On the surface, it's not much.
It's been my pleasure to do this for you.
But it is a start. And for now, Kimberly and Clarissa say that's plenty.
And that's what makes my day this, that they are actually getting a good restart of life.
For CBS 6, I'm AJ Nwoko.
6:07 right now. While many are celebrating Independence Day, others are celebrating the peak of the summer's berry harvest. The River Street Market and multiple organizations hosted the annual Red, White, and Blueberry Farmers Market in Old Town Petersburg Saturday. The event encourages those who have never experienced the farmers market before to come on and try it out. About 30 local vendors, live music, food, and of course fresh berries. It had a little patriotic flair. The organizations say the farmers market, like these, help promote healthy options for food and enhances the well-being of neighbors. A popular West Coast coffee chain brewing up plans for the Richmond area, that according to Richmond Biz Sense. Dutch Brothers is set to open its first Virginia location in Chester. The drive-through coffee shop will be built on Route 1 between Bon Secours Emergency Center and an oil change shop. The nearly 1,000 square foot location will feature 2 drive-through lanes. Dutch Brothers serves coffee, drinks, lemonade, iced tea, and smoothies along with pastries. No word yet on when this location will open. The move is coming as competitor 7 Brew has already opened 2 drive-through coffee shops in the Midlothian Turnpike area recently. 6:08 right now. Here's a guy that doesn't need any caffeine to be buzzing when it comes to weather.
I didn't hear anything you said after the word pastries.
I knew that would get your attention.
We're fueled on caffeine and sugar here. Well, Gregory, we have a gorgeous sunrise outside this morning. Sun's been up a little bit more than 10 minutes now. It's not going to look like this the whole day, though. We're tracking Tropical Storm Chantal coming up into South and North Carolina. That'll bring us a chance of rain. We'll talk about that coming up next.
Oh, you remember that scene in Baywatch with David Hasselhoff running down the beach? That was inspired by the true life events of Mike Stone, where he was a lifeguard right here at Seaside Heights, New Jersey, back in, was it 75?
75, and sadly, I'm not a strong swimmer.
Your people swim?
Barely.
They say lightning never strikes twice, but that is not the case for a townhome in Northern Virginia. During storms on Tuesday, firefighters in Fairfax County say that house was struck by lightning 2 times on 2 different ends of the unit. Andrew Vivian lives there. He describes the moment he knew he had to leave.
I was sitting on my couch. I was in a Zoom meeting for work, and I heard a big lightning strike just before 3 p.m. It definitely scared me. Got up, looked around, didn't think anything of it. Maybe 10 to 15 minutes later, started to smell smoke, and then heard a siren and got out of my house.
The two homes on either side of the townhome struck by lightning were damaged, and a firefighter was hospitalized for a hand injury, but luckily none of the homeowners were hurt.
My goodness. You know, Mike, I was curious, how many volts in a bolt of lightning? It can range, no lie, 100 million to 1 billion volts of electricity. It's incredible.
Yes, and the temperature, if memory serves me right, over 50,000 degrees.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's kind of like later today.
It's not going to be that hot, but it is going to be on the warm and especially muggy side. Yesterday, we got a nice little drop in the humidity Friday and yesterday, but it has come back in a big way this morning. It's actually going to increase during the day. There's the sun out at the airport right now where the current temperature is at 69 degrees. Winds are in the northeast at 9. The dew point's in the mid to upper 60s, so a few days ago it was in the low 70s. Yesterday it dropped in the low 60s, and now it's climbing back upward, and by this afternoon and later today, we'll be looking at dew points in the low and mid 70s, so it's going to get increasingly more muggy just the rest of the day today. And we have temperatures now in the mid 70s near the coast, mid to upper 60s across the metro, upper 50s over by Stanton, and low 60s to the far north and west. Here's Tropical Storm Chantal. It has made landfall in northeastern South Carolina. It's bringing in all this moisture. You can see the bands coming around the circulation coming in off the Atlantic, and these batches of showers will continue tracking to the north. So you can see most of them down here across central and eastern North Carolina, but this is actually going to start tracking northward the rest of the day today. So we will be looking at that threat of rain increasing from south to north. This is the track over the next 48 hours from the National Hurricane Center. It weakens to a tropical depression, then just an area of low pressure as it tracks into central and southeastern Virginia during the day tomorrow. This is just going to be a little batch of some rain coming through the area. It's not going to be something hugely significant for most of us, but with it being so muggy, if you get under some of these showers and thunderstorms, it could put down over an inch of rain in under about 30 minutes. So if you get caught under a few of these, it is possible to get some localized flooding just from a few hours of some showers and thunderstorms. The excessive rainfall outlook from the National Weather Service shows you that better chance the farther southwest we are. That's mostly later today into tonight. So areas like west to South Hill over towards Danville, that's the best chance of maybe seeing some localized flooding. And as the area low pressure tracks across the region tomorrow, we have a marginal risk for central and eastern Virginia for seeing some localized heavy rain. And then after that, each day there's just a marginal risk of some heavy rain because we're just going to have some pop-up thunderstorms and muggy conditions for the rest of the week. So for today, clouds increase from south to north. It's a warm and muggy day. Some scattered showers and thunderstorms by midday towards the south, maybe 1 or 2 in the metro. Then those rain bands track to the farther north and northwest as the day progresses. So some showers and storms, some locally heavy downpours, highs today in the 80s. We'll have some rain around this afternoon. Then this evening into tonight, the rain shifts farther south and west, and then that area low pressure tracks across the region tomorrow. So not a ton of rain, but there will be some scattered showers and thunderstorms during the course of Monday. Staying really muggy the next few days. On Tuesday, chance rain goes down a little bit, but the temperature goes up. A high of 94, feels like temp above 100. Then we're in the upper 80s to around 90 the rest of the week with scattered storms each day, especially on Thursday. Greg.
Mr. Stone, thanks so much. 6:15 right now. Move over Jurassic Park. Dinosaurs come alive and race to the checkered flag. Hundreds of T-Rex invade a racetrack, and they're moving. The hilarious dinosaur sprint competition that's going viral, of course, that's coming up next. And hey, watch this. I can't tell if that's Cam
it is
or Santa.
Both. I tell you what, we have some interesting sentences coming up in these stories.
We do. Stay tuned. You might want to hit the DVR.
Yeah.
It is time for Hey, Watch This. The U.S. Postal Service is bringing a little bikini bottom to your mailbox.
Excuse me. A limited edition set of SpongeBob SquarePants Forever stamps is coming out this summer. The stamps feature SpongeBob himself, plus appearances by other bikini bottom characters like Patrick, Squidward, Sandy Cheeks, Mr. Krabs, and Gary the Snail. See, Sandy Cheeks, wasn't that your name in high school? They're part of the Postal Service's summer collectibles lineup. You can snag the stamps at post offices nationwide or in the USPS online store starting August the 1st. The long-running series debuted in 1999, and the show's 16th season began airing last month.
Oh, your Sandy Cheeks.
There you go. Well, we have another one, and this is,
you don't want to touch the Sandy Cheeks, do you?
No, we will touch this next story, though, because this is in your backyard. The world-famous Greasy Pole contest makes another splash at this year's St. Peter's Fiesta in Gloucester, Massachusetts.
It's actually pronounced Gloucester.
Gloucester.
Gloucester. Hey, daring contestants attempt to cross a slippery 45-foot telephone pole extending over Pavilion Beach to grab a victory flag. Most competitors end up, taking a hard fall into the ocean, often suffering scrapes, bruises, and even broken bones. The contest is part of nearly century-old tradition and celebration of Gloucester's Italian-American fishermen there. The festa also features boat races, live music, and a religious procession through the town. This year's winner is Joey Kleiss, who earned the traditional parade through the town with his captured flag and some bruises to go along with it. A lot of tradition up there in Gloucester.
Yeah, I didn't know if you saw at the bottom of the screen there, it said Greg's backyard. We're just talking metaphorically, his homeland. That is not your backyard here in Virginia.
No, not here, no.
Not quite as much water, not as many guys scrambling upon things in your backyard.
No.
He said carefully.
Friday nights, though. From greasy poles to scaly creatures, horse racing takes a prehistoric turn at Emerald Downs in Auburn, Washington, on the other side of the country over the weekend, Michael.
The track hosted the annual T-Rex World Championship races. More than 300 competitors dressed as Tyrannosaurus Rex dinosaurs sprinted down the track in men's, women's, and children's divisions. The event reached new heights when 3 parachuting dinosaurs descended from 5,000 feet onto the track. Fans who missed the prehistoric spectacle can catch the full races on ESPN2 later this summer. I just have one criticism of that: the arms are way too long.
On the Ocho.
Yeah, hold that for me, please. Yeah, because with the T-Rex, it's supposed to be like this. You can't be like that. You have to be like.
Did you know that the T-Rex could actually reach up to speeds of 20 miles an hour? And they're 12 feet at the hip. Kind of like you.
Didn't you once have a Toyota T-Rex?
Yes.
Got great gas mileage. Time now for Pause for Pets.
Greasy pole.
Good morning. This is Take the High Road, a really fun 3-year-old pit mix adoptable from Richmond Animal Care and Control. She is super friendly and loves treats and people. She loves to play with other dogs, so she'll welcome a companion. If you'd like more information about High Road, please send an email to christy.hemsworth@rva.gov, or to meet her, just stop by the shelter during open hours Wednesday through Sunday. I'm Mike Goldberg with this morning's Pause for Pets.
Thanks, Goldie, at 6:23. Look at the sun that's out across the region now. It's a beautiful looking morning, but we are going to see more clouds as the day progresses and a chance of some rain. It's turning more humid even as we speak. Temperatures range now from 58 up in Stanton to around 75 in Kilmarnock. A lot of central Virginia, mid to upper 60s to around 70. Tropical storm Chantal has made landfall in northeastern South Carolina, so that moisture is going to come up from the south today. So we'll have some sunshine this morning. Scattered showers and thunderstorms move in from the south this afternoon, especially south of I-64. High of 87 and muggy today. Still some scattered showers and storms around for tomorrow. Hot and muggy on Tuesday. We have a chance of scattered storms each day during the week ahead. Highs upper 80s and low 90s, lows in the 70s. We'll take a break and be right back.
CBS 6 Sports, sponsored by Toyota.
The feel-good edition of CBS 6 Sports begins with NASCAR. 3 years ago, the sport returned to Chicago metro area after the 2019 track closure in Joliet with the first ever Cup Series street race. Now, the addition to the schedule has given drivers some renewed excitement as they deal with not only the 12-turn course through Grant Park, but they also return to one of the major markets in the country.
love street course racing. Obviously, it's very new to NASCAR in our schedule, but it's just high risk, right? I mean, you have concrete barriers on both sides. The surface itself isn't made for driving race cars on, so you really have to be pretty adaptive and you have a car that's very compliant with those surface changes.
I love that we're in the city. I mean, there's just, how do you take NASCAR to people that would never see it? Chicagoland just outside of the city, but not as many people, they say. Not enough people came to that track and they lost their race. So we'll see what happens moving forward.
Rough day on the Chicago street course for Chesterfield's Denny Hamlin on Saturday. The three-time winner this season was about to run his first lap before the number 11 Toyota started smoking and dumping oil on the course before spinning out and ending his practice time before it even started. Earlier this year, Hamlin had DNFs at both Texas and Kansas because of mechanical issues. He would start at the back of the field in pursuit of a series best fourth win this year. Meanwhile, Shane Van Gisbergen, who won the Xfinity Street Race in Chicago for the second year in a row, claimed his third career Cup Series pole with a lap of just over 88 miles per hour. He won the inaugural street race in 2023 in his Cup debut. Looking at 6 through 10, it'll start with Kyle Busch, followed by Ryan Preece, then Chris Buescher, Ty Gibbs, and Austin Dillon. Other notables to include the 4 drivers that made it out to Richmond this past weekend for a charity event. Ross Chastain will start 22nd. Noah Graskin will begin 24th. Zane Smith and Austin Cindric 26th and 27th respectively. And Hamlin bringing up the rear. He will start 41st. Meanwhile, how about some football? Virginia Union head football coach Dr. Alvin Parker held a book signing Saturday afternoon at the Lions Den Cigar Lounge in Richmond. His new book is entitled Play for 11 Leadership, which was released earlier this spring and is available right now on Amazon. The title is the Panthers team motto that Parker brought to his alma mater nearly 10 years ago as he wanted to play and win an 11th CIAA championship, which the team did 2 seasons ago.
In the last 3 years, making 3 playoff runs, being able to create some success. Everybody want to know how that's happening, and I think people think it's just kind of, show up, call a couple plays, and you can have some success. And it's so much more that goes into it than that, so I think this book kind of talks about that.
Coach Parker's book is available on Amazon. That's the latest from the Toyota Sports Desk.
This is CBS 6 This Morning Weekend.
Well, 75 years ago, they broke the color barrier in Virginia's fire service. Now Richmond is honoring its first black firefighters. That story coming on up. 6:31, welcome back to CBS 6 Sunday morning on this long holiday weekend. And I'll tell you, Mike, we have been on a great ride here the last couple of days. I mean, a little warm on Friday, beautiful day on Saturday.
Yeah, and today it's going to be a little bit more on the muggy side, and we are looking for a little bit of rain to come in as the afternoon wears on. I want to show what's going on across the region. We currently have some cloud cover coming in from the south and west right now, and as we take a look at what is going on across the region currently, we have some temperatures right now in the mid 60s to low 70s across the metro, some low and mid 60s the farther north and west you go, some mid 70s right along the coast. And taking a look at the past 24 hours, temperatures are warming up from the south because we're starting to see more cloud cover starting to come in anyway, and it's a lot more humid. It'll continue to get increasingly more muggy as the day progresses. This is the latest on Tropical Storm Chantal. It's made landfall just south of Wilmington, North Carolina, right around Myrtle Beach or so, just to the southwest of that. It has winds of 50 miles an hour, and those bands of rain you see coming up through North Carolina, those will track farther northward and be here later on today. High temperatures will be in the 80s across the region, some low 80s to the south, mid to upper 80s across the metro, and even a little bit closer to 90 to the far north and west, where we'll have more in the way of some sunshine. And rain chances today pretty low this morning through about midday or so, and then the chance rain really starts bumping up from south to north as we go throughout the afternoon. Then we're going to see a lull this evening before we have some more rain tomorrow. Not a ton of rain across the area today, but there will be the potential for some localized heavy downpours. We'll talk more about that and look ahead to the 7-day forecast in just a little bit. Greg.
All right, Mike, thank you so much. Being a firefighter is never really easy, and it's even more difficult on hot days. That's why the Chesapeake Fire Department is helping their first responders stay cool while saving lives. Our Scripps News Group sister station, WTKR in Norfolk, shares how a new cooling station is a game changer for the firefighters putting in a hard day's work.
Typically, a firefighter will wear up to 75 pounds of gear while on the job. Now imagine doing that while in a heat wave. I'm Danielle Seda, and I spoke to Chesapeake firefighters who told me that they have a rehab unit they take out when they're fighting big fires. It helps them save lives by keeping them cool. Chesapeake Fire Department EMT Isaiah Harper says he became a firefighter to be part of something bigger than behind a desk.
I played football my entire life. After I finished college, I was looking for something that had that same type of team aspect in it.
But when it's hot, two things are working against you, according to Harper. Heat and heavy gear.
What a lot of people think our equipment or our uniforms have like air conditioning or some type of cooling aspect to it. Unfortunately, it doesn't. It actually retains the heat.
The solution to this problem comes with wheels. From a misting fan to a cooler full of snacks and cold drinks, the Chesapeake Fire Department rehab unit might look like a van. But it's so much more. It's a recharging station. The unit is air-conditioned with different compartments that have everything from emergency blankets to a machine to test blood pressure, according to Harper.
Yep, so this is just our life pack. The normal ranges are 120 to 180. So if we're looking at anything under 100 as for a low blood pressure, and then anything over, I believe, for our protocols, anything over 160, you won't be able to return to work.
Firefighter Andrew Barnard says he remembers one particular emergency.
A pretty extensive fire last summer that involved a lot of crawl space work and stuff like that. So the guys were out there working. We were able to bring the rehab truck out.
Crews say just this week they used this rehab unit for fires and for other emergencies, like that recent heat malfunction on Great Bridge Bridge.
This is also a regional asset as well, so we're able to go to other cities, so we can either drop it off or we can dedicate personnel.
A pretty cool addition for the Chesapeake Fire Department. In Chesapeake, Danielle Seda, WTKR News 3.
6:35 right now. It has been 75 years since a historic moment in Virginia history, the hiring of Virginia's first black firefighters ever. Richmond Fire Engine Company number 9 helped commemorate that historic moment on July 1st, 1950 at the East Main Street Station. Among the firefighters, Harvey Hicks, who became the city's first black fire captain 11 years later. Hicks lost his life June 16, 1963 during a rescue. 3 weeks later, the fire department became fully integrated. John Tunstall, himself a former division chief at Richmond Fire, talked about what his message would be to Harvey and the other men who preserved help make John's life possible.
They're my hero. And I can truly say that, and not just saying it to be for somebody to say hero, because if it wasn't for them, I would not have been where I'm at.
The names of the trailblazing firefighters are memorialized on a plaque at the location of the former engine company number 9, ensuring that their legacy lives on. A Norfolk veteran serving up flavor with a side of compassion. James McComb spent 33 years in the military, and how his homemade barbecue sauce is honoring fallen heroes. The sauce started as a family recipe he shared with fellow service members. McComb says he never planned to sell it until a Virginia Beach restaurant made him an offer that he couldn't refuse. Now, Daddy James sauce is on restaurant menus and store shelves across Hampton Roads. The sauce honors fallen service members by featuring their stories and images on special edition bottles.
Last year we did Aaron Vaughn, who got killed in action, and we put his dog tag on the glass, on the bourbon glass, and we had a bottle with his picture on it and his story.
$1 from every bottle sold supports Frog Dogs, a charity providing therapy dogs to struggling veterans. The sauce is available at restaurants down near Norfolk and online. You're invited to help us in the fight against childhood cancer. Join us at our Anthem Lemonade stand July 18th. We'll be setting up shop for a full day of fun outside our studio on West Broad Street in Richmond. 11-year-old Ava is this year's champion as she battles leukemia. At our event, you can meet the CBS 6 crew, make a donation, and even take aim at someone in the dunk tank. New this year, the CBS 6 giving you a voice cam, allowing donors to share their voice Again, it's Anthem Lemonade Friday, July 18th from 8:30 to 6:30 outside of our studios at 3301 West Broad Street in Richmond. Mike, it might be a beautiful day to sit on the porch and maybe sip some cold lemonade.
Yeah, cold frosty beverage would be fantastic today. It's getting a little bit more muggy across the region there, Gregory, and it's going to be a much more humid day today. We're starting out with some sunshine, but we'll have some showers and thunderstorms later today thanks to Tropical Storm Chantal. We'll track that for you hour by hour coming up next.
Hey, 6:41 right now in the Weather Center with Mike Stone. Mike, man, I'll tell you, just embracing that low humidity, but things are changing.
Yeah, in fact, it's already a little bit more humid now than it was at this point yesterday. It's going to turn increasingly more muggy during the day today. Mentioned yesterday to enjoy yesterday because, yeah, the humidity is coming back quite a bit for today, and it's going to be pretty muggy essentially for the entire week ahead. We have some sunshine outside right now. We'll have a little bit of rain later on today. The normal high for today is 90 degrees. We'll stay shy of that in much of the region for today and tomorrow. We'll go back above that, and as we go into the day on Tuesday, sun will set tonight at 8:33. Rainfall wise, we're about an inch above normal officially at the airport for the month, but other sections of the state have had significantly more rain. We have winds coming out of the southeast now. It's bringing some of the warmer temperatures and humidity. 75 right now in Kilmarnock. We have some mid-upper 60s to around 70 in the metro, some upper 50s and low 60s to north and west. Now these are dew point temperatures. Essentially when it's in the 60s, it's humid. When it's in the 70s, it's muggy. Low 60s really not too bad for this time of year, but watch what has happened over the past 24 hours as we animate into, in fact, just the last few. We're starting to see dew points now getting in the mid-upper 60s and low 70s, and this more humid air is tracking to the northwest. So if you're watching us north and west of Richmond and saying, it's not too humid outside right now, that is going to change later on today. High temperatures will range from the low 80s to the south, some mid to upper 80s in the metro, to close to 90 to the far north, where we'll have more sunshine for today. And low temperatures tonight will be warmer and more on the muggy side with some 70s for much of the region. Here is Tropical Storm Chantal. It has made landfall in northeastern South Carolina as a tropical storm, and it's bringing some steadier rain now into parts of North and South Carolina. There will be some heavy rain between Myrtle Beach and Wilmington today, and even some rain near the Outer Banks. For us, we're watching these showers getting a little bit closer into northeastern North Carolina, so this little batch of showers you see here, this is what's going to be tracking northward. The center of the storm right now is just a little bit west of Myrtle Beach. Winds are at 50 miles an hour, and the track from the National Hurricane Center takes a little bit farther inland through central North Carolina later today, then just kind of weakens to just an area of low pressure as it tracks through our region during the day tomorrow. What does that mean? Well, clouds will increase from south to north today. Some scattered showers and thunderstorms even by midday to the south, and these will press farther northward. We're not talking about a solid day of rain, but there will be these batches of showers and thunderstorms, some of which will have some heavy downpours with them. We get a little bit of a lull this evening with the exception of far southwestern Virginia, and then tomorrow as that area low pressure spins around and comes through the area, there will be some showers and thunderstorms off and on during the day. It's not going to rain the entire day, but again, with it being so muggy, get under one of these storms, you can get an inch of rain in a very short amount of time. Mid to upper 80s today and tomorrow, and then hotter Tuesday with a high of 94 and a lower chance of rain that feels like 10 will crack 100. Upper 80s to around 90 the rest of the week with scatter storms just about each day. It does look like, though, that on Thursday the chance of rain will be a little bit higher. Greg.
Okay, Michael, thank you so much. At 6:44, millions of Americans heading home today with cheaper gas prices than last year. Next, we're sharing the holiday travel breakdown and the good news by the numbers. 6:47, welcome back. The death toll from the flash flooding in Texas now stands at 50, and it is expected to climb even higher as the search for survivors enters another day. CBS's Christian Benavides reports on the disaster response.
Scouring through debris left behind from the flash floods in Kerr County, Texas, this man was searching for his 8-year-old daughter. She's among the 27 girls who are still missing from a Christian summer camp after the Guadalupe River swelled 25 feet in less than an hour from torrential downpours, leading to a historic and devastating flood event.
We're at Camp Mystic looking for our kids. We're looking for places that they're gonna potentially be alive.
There is a growing death toll. Officials have so far confirmed at least 50 fatalities, including at least 15 children, with many more still missing. Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem is leading the federal disaster response.
We do know the number one priority now is people.
is making sure we're finding people as fast as possible and we're returning them to their families.
Rescues are still taking place, mainly by air. The river washed away roads, homes, and vehicles.
The devastation was such that I'm still in shock today. And with the rescues going on and the helicopters, you just know there's so many missing children and missing people. You just want them to be found for the sakes of the families. But you know it's not going to be a good ending. It's just not going to be. There's no way people could have survived the swiftness of the water.
In addition to the children's summer camp, RV parks along the river were filled with people on vacation for the 4th of July. They had no warning a wall of water was coming their way. Cristian Benavides, CBS News.
On a more positive note, with gas prices being at their lowest level since 2021, AAA says a record number of people hit the road this July 4th holiday period. They say nearly 62 million Americans are traveling by car, with more heading home today. And when you stop to fill up the tank, great news. You'll pay around a national average of $3.14 for a gallon of regular unleaded. That's down from $3.51 1 year ago. Here in Richmond, it's $3.06. The number of people traveling for the holiday weekend by air could also set a new record. As for other options, AAA says about 5 million people are traveling by bus, train, or taking a cruise this holiday weekend. For animals waiting for their forever homes, living in the shelter can be a pretty stressful experience. But one young man is combining his love of animals with his love of music to help shelter pets across the nation.
I find it really touching that my music is being able to make such a difference for the animals. They honestly don't care who you are, they just care that you're doing something good for them. That's all that matters.
Love this. 2 years ago, now 12-year-old Yuvi Argawal went to read books to animals at a Houston shelter. Well, he's up in his game. Gave him the idea to come and play music instead. And that's how he started Wild Tunes at just 10 years of age. The nonprofit brings together volunteer musicians to play music for the shelter animals.
This is generally a high stress environment for them, and music has been clinically shown to reduce that stress, and it also helps them rebuild their bridges with humans, and it helps them get adopted faster.
Love this kid. Wild Tunes is now grown to more than 100 volunteers across 3 states, and Yuvi hopes to expand as many states as possible. He calls the program a win-win for the animals, the staff at the shelter, and musicians. But for Yuvi, he says, making a difference for the animals is the best part. Look at that face. You can learn more about getting involved with Yuvi's Wild Tunes at wildtunes.org. Working to solve U.S. history's one of life's biggest mysteries. Whatever happened to Amelia Earhart? A new expedition hoping to solve the 88-year-old mystery. Why researchers believe they have found her missing plane.
Now, from CBS 6, the Weather Authority, meteorologist Mike Stone.
It is 6:55, bright and sunny outside now, and it is muggy. In fact, it's been turning more humid over the last few hours, and that trend will continue today. Has some low 60s to the north and west, mid to upper 60s in the metro, and some 70s towards the south and the east. And we're tracking Tropical Storm Chantal, made landfall in northeastern South Carolina. It will spread some moisture in from the south today, so we'll have some sunshine this morning, a chance of a couple scattered showers by midday, mostly south of Richmond, and then a few showers and storms this afternoon. We'll have a few more showers and storms off and on tomorrow. We can't rule out at least a storm or two in a few locations the rest of the week. It looks like our hottest day will be Tuesday, when the feels like temp will crack 100 degrees.
Still not bad, Mike. It's pretty good for this time of year.
Yeah, this time of year our normal high is 90, so we do have a couple days where we don't even hit that. So good news on that. Well, researchers will soon be launching an expedition in search of Amelia Earhart's plane.
Yeah, that's right. The team will investigate a strange object spotted in satellite images in a lagoon on the island of Nikumaroro in the Pacific Ocean. Earhart and her navigator, Fred Noonan, vanished 88 years ago without a trace. This while attempting to circumnavigate the globe. If the object proves to be Earhart's Lockheed Electra, researchers plan to recover the aircraft and return it to Purdue University, which helped fund her historic flight.
This project involves a once-in-a-lifetime, once-in-a-century effort, not only to maybe fulfill Amelia's wishes and bring the flying laboratory back to Purdue, but solve this mystery that Americans have wondered about since the first part of the 20th century.
Incredible. You notice that there was a statue there of Earhart at Purdue. There are various theories about Amelia Earhart and Noonan's fate. One of them suggests Earhart landed instead of crashed and was marooned on an island where she died. Incredible. 6:57 right now. He was known as Richmond's Uncle Sam.
Oh, that means everything. That's America you're looking at right there.
It's only appropriate that we revisit this story on July 4th weekend. For decades, Tommy Salmons was a fixture at parades and memorials all across the 804. In our next hour, I will revisit the legacy of the wonderful man from Chesterfield who showed his love of Old Glory every single day.